Hello, beloved friends. I'm Reverend Kyra. I want to welcome you to the new year, to 2020. This is a time of spiritual insight, 2020 vision that takes us beyond just the vision of the worldly, but takes us into insight and intuitive knowing, into a time of us celebrating the greater awareness that is a second sight. 2020 goes beyond just seeing clearly right here, but clearly into the infinite. And so we are traversing a new time, a new era, an epic time of transformation on our planet. And personally, how do we engage that transformation? Many of you participated with us last week in our burning bowl ceremony. This is something you can do on your own if you've not done one, to write all those things you want to release, the qualities, the ways of being, the behaviors, the experiences, anything you want to release. You write it out and then you burn it and you release it up to the infinite. You turn it over to God, whatever name you want to give to that. But as we put that fire and we truly burn away the past, it means we don't turn and look back at it either. Not in a way that keeps us paralyzed. As we know in the biblical teachings, when Lot's wife looked back at the pillar of salt, looked behind, she became that pillar of salt herself. And we get immobilized by looking back, by analyzing and comparing, and we get paralysis in that process. And so we are meant to release, let go. Allow the divine to know that to take it and to know that everything that has occurred up until now was exactly what was supposed to occur to bring us to this now moment. But the importance is, what are we opening to and revealing in ourselves and becoming as a result of this now moment? Who are we being right here and right now? So as we turn to this time of 2020 and our insight, and start to listen more powerfully to our inner guidance, we will offer a beautiful ceremony this Sunday again. I love these new years and the ceremonies, and they are especially potent when we look at this new decade. If you think about over the last decade, how much change has happened in our world, in our lives, in our inner being, who we have come to know ourselves as. And so we also then begin to look at what is it that we open to in this new decade, in this new epic era of our time. If we could rewrite the script, and we can, for our lives and our world going forward, what do we put upon that blank page? What do we say yes to? What do we claim as an awareness within ourselves? But the key to this, and understanding how this works and why we do the white stone ceremony that we'll be doing this Sunday. White stone represents the coming forward of our new name, our new nature. A name represents our nature. When we talk Jesus the Christ, when we talk about the Christ, it's not that that's his name, it's his nature. So Jesus Christ is representing that Jesus, or Yeshua, the man, the individual who was ready to experience the full presence of the Christ consciousness, and his nature became Christ. And as that is what moved forward into his realm, it became Christ Jesus. See, Christ Jesus was after the ascension, that when we open to allow the Christ is what is the ruling consciousness of our being, that which is moving us forward, then we take on a new name, a new nature in the way that we're experiencing ourselves and our relationship to all of life. Life is relationship to one another, relationship to the unknown, the infinite, relationship to ourselves. And as we take on a new nature, every relationship and every experience becomes infused with that new nature. We bring our nature to that which we relate to. In oneness, what teaches that we don't really exist without relationship. We don't know ourselves except through relationship. And so as we begin to open ourselves to the realization of our new nature, Woo! Yes. Let's claim it in a way that goes beyond our mind's understanding. So this is the importance of the actual ceremonial part, because the ceremony is about turning within, truly doing a deep meditative opening to allow the conscious mind to get out of the way, to allow the infinite nature, the light essence that we are, to penetrate through not only the conscious but the subconscious, so that it brings forth the light of revelation out of our soul, out of our true knowing, our true essence, our true Christ self. And so when we allow that experience, and this is the power of the ceremony that we're going into, that will take us into meditation, that allows us to set aside our thoughts and beliefs and ideas of the word that we want to write. Don't let the mind take you and give you a new name, because it will give you a name according to what it thinks is right for you. And the truth is, what is at a deeper level of awareness that wants to come through, comes through a meditative process. And as we gather together in ceremony, and you can join us at our ministry on Sunday morning at 10:30 or on Facebook live stream, and go through your own process, but let it be a truly ceremonial. This is honoring the sacred, opening ourselves to the realization of that which is occurring here. And as we do that together, we bring forth a greater conscious awareness. We set aside those things of the world and the thoughts of the mind and go to the divine idea that cuts through all of those layers of false identity and belief and really comes to the heart and soul of who we're here to be. And as we create with that this year, as we open to that realization, the revelation of the new nature that we're to express throughout 2020, will be something that takes us on a journey. It's not just I got this. It's a journey of realization of that nature within ourselves. And what I know is when Spirit gives me that name, that word for the year, that nature that I'm to understand, I often don't comprehend the levels of it at first. I don't get all the ways that it's going to reveal itself to me, but it's through the journey and allowing the spiritual nature of that understanding to come forth in surprising and meaningful ways. In this last year, 2019, when I meditated and prayed on my white stone and the revelation of the name that was to come to me, the nature that I was to take on, I was used to words like the year before maybe had been fruition and surrender and different ones over the years that had been there, alive. The word that came was into. And I remember thinking, is that a name? Is that a nature? Is that the word that would go on my stone? And I was surprised. And yet what it really represented is that what was I leaning into? What was I moving myself into? How was I going into the depth of each experience, of each moment, of each awareness? And it took me through a journey throughout the year to recognize that, was I standing on the sidelines? And, yes, we teach witness consciousness, but our life is engaged in deep and profound levels. And I had to be willing to be into the midst of circumstances and situations and my own awareness in ways that were beyond anything I had comprehended. And I couldn't have come to that of my own mind. It was something that was going beyond the mind to bring me that awareness. So what I hope and what I know for each one of us is that we are called to take on a new nature, to take on a divine nature, and it will be revealed to us in the ceremony of the white stone. Come join us this Sunday at 10:30 a.m. at Unity Bay Area, Houston, 1911 Highway 3 South, or on our Facebook live stream at 10:30 a.m. on Facebook for Unity Bay Area, Houston. Let's all claim our new nature and the new world that emerges as a result of it. God bless you, friends. I look forward to seeing you. And may this 2020 truly bring you to the greatest heights of experience and the depths of awareness and the realization of your true Christ nature. God bless you.